Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with your ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Got one more day till we get to that big old Halloween weekend. Everybody gets to get all crazy.
So question, me and the boys in the back were talking today.
Yeah.
Is tomorrow going to be our party Halloween show? Because I know the people like when we kind of party on that show.
I got a keg coming, and I'm ready to do some keg stands if you are.
So our party show is tomorrow, and we'll do a regular Halloween show on Monday? Is that how you want to play it?
Yeah, probably a better call.
I don't want to rage on Monday.
So we rage tomorrow then?
Yeah.
You're going to rage tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to kick your ass in keg stands.
You going to rage on Saturday too?
I am.
Oh.
And I'm going to have a beer today. Today is American Beer Day, and our good friend Caitlin from Charlotte, she's down here with her beautiful son Caleb. And
so cute. He's on our Instagram, and he is adorable.
yeah, she brought me a New England style hazy IPA. Highly Dramatic is the name of it, and so it's a good old American beer on American Beer Day. Need to have one.
Her son warms my heart so much. He knows all about 90s wrestlers. The year that when I grew up and watched that stuff, he knows all of that shit.
That's adorable.
Yeah, that kid's amazing.
You were asking him who his favorites were, and he was doing their moves. Like for The Undertaker, he did the cross across the neck.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't get wrestling, but the people who do, there's a camaraderie that comes with it when you meet other fellow wrestling fans.
They're adorable.
Slogans and catchphrases, all that stuff is part of that wrestling community, and I love it.
I got a bunch of emails here today. Michelle said, just an idea. Maybe you should create a survey of some sort to keep them at Virginia and Jaybird's house during trick or treat. How would the kids rate your candy, decorations? Keep them in a sealed container and read the results on the show. Have the kids vote and see who actually won Halloween.
I love that idea.
I do too.
I don't want to be too drunk to remember that.
Okay. Alex wanted to know, I was just curious if anybody else freaked out about letting your kids go trick-or-treating after listening to Kevin's multiple fentanyl candy stories. My fiance and I have been discussing about our son going trick-or-treating, and we're thinking about letting him go and then just throwing all the candy that he gets away at the end of the night and just buying him his own candy from the store. Is anybody else worried about this, or are we all crazy?
You'll be able to pull that off if he's young. If he's older, he's going to know you switched the candy, but...
Well, I mean, what's the reality here? Is fentanyl just running wild through all kinds of candy, or are there a few stories, kind of like the razor blade and all that? I'm not saying there's not bad shit out there, but you can go to the dark side way too...
Yeah, and just to clarify with the stories that are out there, I think that what they're doing is they're still trying to smuggle the drugs. They're not trying to give them to kids, and I don't know of anyone trying to poison kids like that. To me, it's just one of those things to have awareness. If you have something like a sweet tart box or something like that, like they had some the other day, they were in some kind of candy like you would see like that as they were smuggling them. It's not that they're trying to get them to kids to take them during Halloween that I've seen. I've not seen the first story on that. So to me, just be aware, and you should look at what your kids are doing. So
if they've got if it's a regular Snickers bar in the wrapper,
if it's the chocolate
good.
candy, that's all. I mean, that's fine. Like they have always said that since I was a kid. Go through your kid's candy and inspect it, to see if it looks like it was tampered with or there's anything going on with it. Just do the exact same thing, and maybe keep a little heightened to say, like, okay, let me just before they tear into sweet tarts or whatever.
Look at it.
Just take a quick look at the candy, and you'll be able to tell pretty quickly, because it may be rainbow colored, but for the most part, you're like, okay, this doesn't look like the actual candy itself.
My mom would always go through the candy. Oh, it might be razor blades. And then I realized, I don't know if my mom was as worried as she thought. I think she was just taking some of my fucking
Probably,
candy.
Yeah, and by go through it, we mean eat half of it.
A quarter of the Snickers.
So yeah, I wouldn't freak out about it, Alex. It wasn't about that. It was just more about how much fentanyl is coming into the United States, and that is true. They are getting a lot of it, and they are using candy coverings to disguise it to try to get it in.
And where the shit are these houses giving out all these edibles? That's where I'm fucking trick-or-treating.
You want weed edibles?
Well, I'm seeing stories. Oh, be careful. They're giving out weed edibles to the kids. Usually people hold on to their edibles.
And that is another thing to look at. There may be something that accidentally happens, and there have been some stories about that. So that's why just look through your kids' candy. Be aware of what edibles look like in the packaging. Understand what's going on. Let me check all the stuff just to make sure it's all good. And then I think you're going to be fine.
Because, I mean, I'm not sure there's some evil person going, I've got all these weed edibles I'm going to give out to the kids. Accidentally, I can see them giving them out.
That would get expensive.
It's an exact. I just don't see the end game.
So that would be that. We got an email here from Tyler. He said, Virginia HOV lane story reminded me of my buddy who lived in Miami and worked in West Palm. And it'd take a lot of time in commuting. So he got himself a blow-up sex doll and put it in the passenger seat in the HOV lane. Never got caught in 2 years.
Wow.
Okay.
He's winning.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they're pretty on it, like we'd said, between Boca and Delray around, at least I know, afternoon rush hour. Virginia was in it yesterday. I'm in it every day at that time, and they pulled me over one time for it because Cannon was laying down in the back seat, and I didn't realize it because he was outside of my. And I'm like, why am I getting pulled over? And he's like, he walked up, and then I saw Cannon popped his head up, and he's like, oh, go ahead. And I was like, hey, dude, can you sit up? Yeah, so they
But Rocco was sitting up. You know,
Yeah.
if they're not tall, it's okay. The guy couldn't have been nicer.
Oh, yeah, they're all great. And in fact, I know because I see them every day. It's like 2 or 3 guys, and I recognize all of them. Talk to many of them. I get pulled over a good bit. But. We were talking about some of the different haunts today. The Coral Castle that now is in Homestead. Jody said Billy Idol actually did a music video at Coral Castle.
Really?
Yeah.
Which music? Which song?
I think they had said it was, somebody had texted in earlier, something like 16, had 16 in the title of anything that I had. Sweet 16 is the video.
Were you a Billy Idol fan?
I was. There's about 3 or 4 songs of his that I really like Next Level. Rebel Yell, I never get sick of that song. I think it's great. He has Eyes Without a Face.
Eyes Without a Face.
When that thing kicks in and gets going. Yeah, I love that part. And then let me see.
White Wedding.
White Wedding is decent. Yeah, I do. I enjoy that. Dancing with Myself, Eyes Without a Face, and Flesh for Fantasy. I think those are my favorite, and then that with Rebel Yell. So there's 3 songs I really like. The other ones I think are good. But yeah, I am a Billy Idol fan, so that's cool. I have to check that out. In fact, yeah, it's looking at the video, and it's cool. Yeah, so definitely check that out. It's called Sweet 16. You can YouTube it and check it out. Billy Idol at the
You can
Coral Castle.
YouTube just about anything unless it's fucking Garth Brooks.
Right. They ain't doing that.
That son of a biscuit really likes to make you work for it.
You can YouTube people videoing Garth Brooks's concert from the crowd.
There are some low budget videos of people, just not of Garth Brooks, but of anything where you go, oh, no way, they have this movie for free, and then you go to watch it, like, oh, shit, man.
It's a person videoing their TV.
It is, and it's half off of the screen, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing about the Billy Idol video, I just kind of did a quick check on it. All he has is just the very opening photo of it is the Coral Castle, and that's what it looks like if you've never seen it there on KVJ TV. So that's what's on the Billy Idol video.
Very creepy looking.
Super creepy.
Right, yeah, and that guy did all that by hand, which is amazing. Yeah, and I was talking earlier because he was only like 5 foot tall, 100 pounds. And he's Latvian, and somebody texted in. They said, "I am half Latvian, and let me tell you, we may be small, but we are mighty as hell, very strong, very determined, very stubborn." So,
I love it.
That's all you need.
don't
Get
mess
it.
with somebody from Latvia, yeah. Got a comment here, too. We talked about the House of Refuge in Stewart. That was one that had popped up as just kind of a cool, creepy place. But Melissa had said, my son and future daughter-in-law have booked the House of Refuge for their wedding venue. It's only $400. It's been renovated. They just opened back up this year. But you can't go on a tour unless you make an appointment or if the house manager is on site.
Ah,
It's a good little heads up if you want to check
that
it out.
is.
There on
Book a
Hutchison
tour and just say you're getting married and go check it out.
Island. Yeah. So I thought that was...
Yeah, lie.
Yeah.
No, fuck it, Kev. Who get?
Well, one day you could be getting married. They don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if that's in the cards, baby.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Don't tell me that. You're the one that's fucking saying I'm getting married. What the fuck are you talking about? Jedi mind tricking me?
Let me see here. Got an email from Leslie, and he said, as a Jewish person, I feel it extremely rude to refer to somebody you do not know as a Jew. During your Kanye West story, when you explained that he went to Skechers for a meeting, you said it was owned by a Jew. In your business, you should be a little more sensitive to how you refer to people. I've enjoyed listening to your show for quite some time now, but it little slips like this that turn people against you. So I do apologize. That was me that had said that, Leslie. I did not know. I have heard it. In fact, I go to the Hanukkah song where he says, Paul Newman's half Jewish, Goldie Hawn's half too. Put them together, what a fine-looking Jew. So apparently that would be insulting to say. So
Do we need to call Suits in here?
Suits!
yeah, I don't know.
Are you insulted?
I don't want to insult Jewish people by any...
It does feel kinder to say Jewish. I don't know. It just feels fluffier. It feels like a nicer landing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to learn here.
Our Jewish consultant, everyone, Suits.
So if you said, like, what a fine-looking Jew, like, and that's an insulting...
I think some people feel that way. Personally, I really just... It doesn't bother me if you say Jew or Jewish. To me, it's fine either way. But I know some people, they don't like being called a Jew.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So especially by somebody who's not their friend.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, for me, it's kind of hard to relate to because I really don't care.
What about your family? Do you have family members that would say, oh, Kevin, you dick?
There might be some old school ones that
Gotcha.
wouldn't like it. I don't think any of the newer generation really would care.
I kind of get what they're saying. Like if it's two Jewish guys and they know each other and they're both calling each other Jew, it's fine. But, if you don't even know somebody, it's better to say Jewish.
And in church, I just grew up, they've always said a Jew or a Gentile. That was the two ways. And so that would be deemed as
I think you just
rude.
have some people who are a little more sensitive that wouldn't like that. But like I said, for me, it's really not a big deal. And I think there are a lot of people who wouldn't care.
Gotcha.
It's just one of those things where it's all about where you're set.
Well, some people would say, well, what was Kevin's true intention of what he was saying?
Yeah, well, I said I was referring to the guy who's the CEO of Skechers, and I said, yeah, and he is a Jew. And so if I wanted to correct that, I would say, and so he is a Jewish?
No, you would say he is Jewish.
Yeah, you'd
He
say
is
he's Jewish.
Okay, he is Jewish.
Which he is, and I guess his son now runs the business, and his son is Jewish as well. So Kanye really came in blazing hot for the wrong two dudes.
Yeah, that wasn't a really good move on his part.
No, he's not done anything right for a while.
No.
So,
But
okay.
I don't think it's really that big of a deal, but just some
So,
people.
do we cancel or not cancel Kevin?
My
we'll
intent
give him a
was
pass.
not to be anything offensive or anti-Semitic. So
Do we cancel Kevin?
I apologize if I stepped in it.
It's a
valid question.
The fun game is always to play, who stepped in it today?
Yeah.
Is it Virginia? Is it me? Is it today it's Kevin.
Well, I say we don't cancel Kevin because if y'all cancel Kevin, you cancel me, and I don't want to get canceled.
Nah, we don't
Yeah.
cancel. We don't cancel people on this show.
We're a package deal
Well,
over here.
We try to learn, so I will keep that top of my mind.
There
So
we go.
I'll try
You
to
taught us
stay away from
something.
that.
You taught us something, and
So thank you,
we want to
Leslie.
be sensitive.
Okay, so just so you know, don't call someone a Jew. It would be considered rude and offensive. Rocky, he's got a comment. He said, I thought I might clear up some confusion on the show about pooping while climbing. Okay.
All right, we're covering all the good stuff.
First of all, do not listen to Virginia. Pulling down your pants and letting it fly is not only illegal nowadays, but also disgusting. This is a huge problem in the 80s. People were throwing bags of poo off the face of the wall. Also, normally what you just climbed is under you. If you let fly, everyone behind you would get your skid marks. So please don't do that.
So I guess the rule is just crap yourself.
There are several ways to poo while climbing. Glad you asked. It mainly depends on the style of climbing that you are partaking in. Big wall mountaineering. This guy knows his stuff. Since the kid is on a big wall, he is probably using a poop tube. Or if you're old school like me, it's called a pig. Most are homemade or either PVC or a 2-liter Coke bottle with a bag system. It is hauled up behind. You strap it to the bottom of your haul bag, and you can look it up on YouTube. If you type in big wall poop tube.
I'm good. The email is good enough. I appreciate the knowledge.
And Remy's wanting to know, why are you pooping while climbing? Well, this climb that the 8-year-old's doing with his dad to the top of El Capitan in Yosemite right now, it's a 4-day climb.
Damn.
So they're up there and they sleep on some kind of mat or something like that. I guess they put into the rock and it holds them up. I couldn't even imagine doing that.
If you hold a turd for 4 days, your tummy's going to hurt.
Yeah, so that's it. So, typically in that time, if you're up there 4 days at some point, you'll probably have to.
Or just sometimes nature calls in the most worst way. And let's say you have an emergency. I'm talking about the worst kind. And you're climbing. We're going to act like that can't happen? Who knows? You're drinking all that water? You're eating probably figs if you're a climber.
Well, you'd have to have
Figs.
Yeah, you would have to be putting in calories.
Figs in my pocket.
I mean, you are climbing, so you would have to have a good bit of calories in
you probably
there.
have to keep putting stuff in like a marathon runner.
I know. Someone sent me a message talking about how stupid of a scenario that would never happen. I go, what are you talking about? I'm not even a climber, and I know the chances of getting poopy cramps is possible. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen all the time, but you're telling me in the history of mountain climbing?
You want to be prepared for that. Well, imagine if your adrenaline's going and you're nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something that happens too. That gets the body revved up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been a lot of pooping on a mountain accidentally.
Oh, you know that there's been a lot of turds and then look out below.
In the history, you'd have to say, yeah, right?
Totally.
But you have to pull. Yeah, it is kind of a dick move. You are pulling your pants down, and it would seem deliberate.
So got some other information here. I don't know if this is the same Rocky, but he talked about the shocking stuff that happened. He said, I've been hearing a lot of talk about teachers getting frisky with students. Well, buckle up. When I was a junior at South Garland High School, our home economics teacher was caught by police giving a BJ to our star football player. This started a string of arrests in Dallas for teachers sleeping with students. Furthermore, when I was in 8th grade, not in high school yet, but my sister was a sophomore, the resource officer, campus police, was busted for having sex with one of the drill team captains. Well, drill team, what do you expect?
Drill team.
He was fired and lost his job and family. She was given high fives by the drill team. Oh, I'm on the drill team.
Oh, you're getting it hard.
Did you all have a drill team at your school? I had a drill team.
We did.
I don't even know what that is. What's a drill team?
The drill team, they were all about the dance, and the cheerleaders were all about the cheer, and there was a fucking button of heads between those two crews, at least in my school. At a certain point in my high school career, the drill team did not like the cheerleaders and talked a gang of shit about the other squad.
Wow. Okay.
Sounds like you went to school at Step It Off.
I did.
Right.
They would battle in the parking lot.
Which squad were you on, girl?
I loved the drill team.
I know you did like to get drilled.
But, I also, I love a left herky. Come on, I don't play favorites. I grew up in this town.
Got this one about catching a parent in an affair, something that we had talked about last week on the show. Somebody said, I was in this position. I was 15 in 2015. Noticed my dad staying out late after jazz band at a bar with his bandmates. When I've never seen him go to a bar before, he was acting kind of squirrely. So after a couple of months, I looked through his phone and found messages and emails from hooker sites about meetups, prices, scheduling, and other appointment. I told my mom right away. And that night, my dad comes in my room and says that he's going to a hotel for the night to give my mom space. I later found out my mom didn't want him going. I was angry. I just ignored him. Next morning, I sent him a text, got no response. The next afternoon, 2 cops show up asking for my mom. It turns out he got mixed up in coke, fentanyl, etc., and overdosed the night he left at a hotel multiple towns over. I assume the hooker was with him. Super confused how I feel about it still.
Whoa.
Right. That's pretty crazy, huh? My gosh, man. I just don't know how. What is people and their impulses? Isn't that insane that somebody could be that destructive with their life?
You wonder, too, if there's alcohol or drugs. And I'm not saying that for an excuse, but some people do fall into things they would never do when they start getting involved in that kind of shit.
Bad decisions while drinking.
And or doing drugs, and they're able to, in the moment, justify what they're doing and then kind of come to after. And it's just I wonder if that's, when it comes to that situation there, if it was completely sober or is there something else aiding that?
Right. Yeah. That's who knows, man. It's odd. It just goes to show you, man, we are just one bad decision away.
Oh, people are fucked.
And by people, I mean us.
Look, I'm part of the crew here. I get it, but people generally, I love them, but we are fucked.
Yeah, it's legit. Let me see. Talking about open relationships. This one said, I don't have an open relationship. However, somebody close to me does. I think it's more of a swinger situation, but very similar in the sense that as a couple, they have very strict rules that they abide by when it comes to being sexual with other people. As is explained to me, everyone's situation is different. Therefore, each couple's rules and guidelines will be different. For example, they do a check-in after each time they have an interaction, usually the morning after, to see how they felt about it, what they liked, didn't like, etc. And then they'll also have sex, just the two of them, to reconnect. I think it's so beautiful and freeing that they're the closest couple I know, and they truly love and understand each other so deeply. Okay, interesting. Also, Thanksgiving, it's my fiance's favorite holiday too. We try to do it one other time besides the actual holiday, or we'll get the Thanksgiving family meal from Bob Evans. It's a great deal. Turkey stuffing, handful of sides, rolls, and cookies. So there you go.
Bob Evans is a place I have not fucked with at all, really. And
there isn't one. Is there one up north?
I thought there was one up in the Pizzle.
It's big where I'm from. In fact, I think it's from southeastern Ohio.
There is one in Bob Evans.
Yeah, I think the actual Bob Evans Farms, where they started the restaurant, is from about an hour from where I grew up.
It sounds like I would like it. At least the side dishes. I feel like they're cornbread. And,
yeah, if you like that country kind of bullshit.
I like some
greasy, cheesy.
Biscuits and gravies and all that kind of stuff.
I like taking the biscuits and making a breakfast sandwich out of the breakfast on the plate.
Fuck my arteries.
Yeah.
That's basically what you say when you walk in.
If your goal is to have a heart attack by 50, you'll love Bob Evans.
I'm home.
Crackle Barrel's the same way.
It's not Crackle.
I know. I said that so you'd fuck with me.
Oh. Really? Because it sounded like you were trying to pronounce it right.
Yeah.
Somebody had said for the married guy whose wife said to get a girlfriend, this could fall under ethical non-monogamy. This couple could read Polysecure by Jessica Firm. They can also join a few different Facebook groups to get a real-world perspective.
Huh.
So there's the Poly Life, Poly plus Mono Relationships, Poly Love Lounge. So it sounds like there are a lot of people where one person in the relationship wants it, the other person doesn't, says, you know what, just go get a girlfriend or boyfriend that they can together look and say, hey, I'm going to get into this world to scratch the itch, still want to stay in our relationship. Here, why don't you look into it, and then you'll at least know what I'm up to.
Isn't that called dating when you have just multiple people?
I'm going to keep this wife, but I'm going to date.
Yeah.
I think it's called dating when you have multiple people. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. So let me see here. Other stuff that we got, just kind of a clarity. Somebody helping with the voting thing going on here. Anonymous email, because I had talked about how some of them were kind of tricky, where you wanted to vote one way, but it almost like you were kind of confused, and you're like, wait, what do we want to hit, yes or no? I don't even know.
They spin you around with the way they phrase some of them.
Yeah. This person had said that if voters decide that they'd like the Palm Beach County School District school referendum to continue, we need voters to vote yes to County Question 2 on their ballot. This is not a new tax. Voting yes will allow voters to have the 2018 deal that they had continued. It was passed to pay for operational needs in public schools, for school safety, school police, mental health services, arts, music, physical education, career and choice programs. improve teacher pay, all that kind of stuff.
We
so
like
thank
all
you in
that.
advance. Yeah. So that's just kind of it. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help myself, but then hopefully help others. Because as I was going through, I'm like, there's got to be a lot of really confused motherfuckers trying to figure out how to vote right. And I always just say, look, just put forth the effort to vote. But damn, make it easier, man.
If there's one thing I will always get behind, it's improving teacher pay.
Absolutely,
It is disgusting what we pay teachers.
I agree.
And I'll pay whatever more I have to pay in taxes because it's so worth it.
Yeah, no doubt. So anyway, just trying to figure out the ins and outs, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I can have a breakdown and not going to tell you how to vote, but hopefully help you out to understand how to cast your
I'm
votes.
going to tell you how to vote. I'm going to tell you, don't not pay teachers, bitches.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big proponent on doing that. Yeah, you can take a little bit of my money, give it to teachers, no doubt. But that's just it. All right. Thank you for all the very entertaining and educational emails. You can send them to us at mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Big old Friday and Halloween staring us in the face. Come out tomorrow. We'll see you back here then. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.